Hey, man, we're hearing everybody's adding a pitch. You know, you and the rest of the guys, you guys all sit around and say, look, this is what I'm adding this year. What are you adding? And then how has that process been? What was the decision making like? And what is it like to add a pitch and kind of add something to your game?
Yeah, for me this year, it's a slider. It's been a pitch that I've unintentionally thrown in the past. Just tried to make my cutter a little bit bigger, a little more sweep to it. But this year, I've given it its own time, its own dedicated space, and tried to just add a different weapon to my arsenal. It's something I've toyed with in the past, but just being more intentional with it this year, and it feels like it's coming out great. The numbers behind it are good. And it's different than the curveball or cutter. So gonna roll with that and see how it goes. And that's just part of being a part of this group. You know, the starters are really close in this team, and I've been fortunate to help, kind of, foster this culture of learning and growing, and iron sharpens iron and all of that. And we've just taken things from one another. I mean, we've learned. George learned a sinker. Robbie had a sinker. I've built a slider now, with the help of these guys. And so that doesn't happen without this group and their support and, some of the best in the world at what they do. I'm just fortunate enough to be a part of it.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, what's it like behind the scenes? I know there are plenty of listeners that are curious about that part of it. Like, do you just go up and
Yeah.
hey, Pete, so I was thinking slider, or is there like a conversation that happens? Is there, I have no concept, Marco, of what this looks like for you guys. Could you walk us through it?
Yeah, I mean, so for me with the slider, it was a matter of, I know I can do it. I know I can do just about anything with a baseball. But for me, health is first and foremost. So making sure that I'm throwing it in a good position, making sure that, my finger pressure is right. I don't want to hurt myself trying something new, or trying to complicate things when it's already working for me. So, it was a conversation that I had, with pitching coaches, but my dad is also my pitching coach. He was a AAA coach with the Rockies. He was a left-handed pitcher back in the day, and I got him in my corner too. So, I have some pretty good minds that help me out. So it's been a group project for sure.
What's the feedback like for a pitcher who's making an adjustment in his game? I've talked to batters, and there's video and angles and all this stuff and this data that they get. What's the type of data that you get during spring training, especially when you're making a change?
Yeah, I think, first and foremost, making sure everything looks consistent. You're not throwing a bunch of different random pitches up there. Everything has consistent shape, consistent velo, consistent spin, release, all these different things that they can give you. Once you set that stage, it's really just about maintaining, trying to optimize certain things. You're not trying to make overhaul adjustments at this point of the year. That happens early in the off season. And, for me, simpler is better. So for me, if you tell me one thing to work on, I know I can get it done. So little adjustments at a time, create big changes. So I'm a big believer in just getting better each and every day, and taking that into the bullpens, and then applying it into these spring training games where, you can really get the work in.